Okay, well, let's go ahead and just, I'm wondering, Melinda, if you would like to be my star pupil today so that I have somebody to banter with, and we can talk about the things that I have discovered are hiding in the belly fat. We're talking about just one thing today, but I have discovered that, control issues are a big deal. And I'm wondering if somebody wants to pipe up and let me bring them on, and we can chat. So go ahead and let me know if you want to volunteer for that. Welcome to the rest of the people that are joining us now. I'm so excited that you're coming. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about, first of all, I just want to lay out why I'm doing it this way is because I am tired of spending endless hours editing videos, and I just want to talk to people and be raw because I believe that's real, and being real is really important to me. So we're doing it this way, and this is the content that I'm sharing with people, and I feel like it's really powerful to just be real and raw. So one of the things that I have discovered that are hiding in the belly fat, and yesterday we talked about money lack, and that's actually the most profound thing, the most prominent thing aside from sexual trauma that I have discovered is hiding in the belly fat. With my students, like that's those are the two main things that get stuck. But let's talk about this one, this control issues. Control issues today. If we're trying to control an outer situation and we can't, we feel like we're unable to do it, we kind of feel like we're useless, it's out of our control issues. And so we're trying to control something less, something that we can. So we end up running to the fridge and we end up creating stress inside of us. And we have this whole mental story that we tell ourselves that keeps us cycling and keeps us in this emotional state that then when we're an emotional eater, we end up turning to the food for comfort. Tell me if you're resonating with this at all. I'm looking at the chat so I can totally communicate with all of you as we talk about this. So with this particular, I really, really want to bring somebody on to banter with me. So just, if you're feeling brave, you're invited to just tell me that it's you, and you get to do this with me today. If you're feeling like you need to control something, and so you use yourself and try to control like this outward situation, a substitute, this counterfeit situation, so to speak, instead of looking really deeply and opening the treasure box that's right inside your heart, all of those feelings, and allow yourself to just open up. This is a tough thing to do, just so you know. It's the reason why weight loss is hard. It's the reason why success is hard, because we have a hard time just going, I'm just going to look at me and I'm going to figure out what I need to change inside of me so that I can learn to be happy. And when this was me learning this, and every time I come across the next level for myself, and there's always going to be that level up, and you hit that wall and you have to move it out of your way so you can level up some more. When that's you, it feels like the end of the world, but it's not. And there are tools, and there's awareness to have, and there's a pattern that you can follow, a system that you can follow that helps you get from point A to point Z. And that's part of what we do here. And what I want to teach you is how to do that just a little bit today. So let's say that you're stuck in, there's a situation that you want to control, and if you want to throw out some ideas that will give me some direction for what you particularly need today, somebody in this webinar, that would be great. Otherwise, I'm just going to pull something out of my hat and we're going to talk about that. So I want to laser in on what you need. So you got to tell me what that is. But let's say that you let's say that you are struggling with controlling a situation. Let's draw from what we talked about yesterday. Let's say there's a money situation that you need to control. And you know, it's not working. There's too much anxiety. There's all this pressure. Maybe you're upset at somebody else for not being the one to go do the money thing. And this happens, you know, I've seen this in households. I've experienced this myself in the past where, you know, things are kind of role reversal, or if you're a woman, maybe you want to stay home with the kids and be the caregiver and the nurturer and have, you know, you don't want to think about the money. That's totally cool. Maybe you are that and you want to contribute and you want things to be a little more equal. Okay, I've got the need to control how the kids are taken care of. Ooh, okay, let's go with that. That's great. So let's say that you are in a situation, I've actually heard this one a lot lately. Let's say you're in a situation where your children are around somebody who is not treating them well, and you need to control that situation. And let's say that maybe you're in circumstances, and remember, circumstances can be changed, and that's kind of the point here. When you change your feelings, doors open to changing circumstances. So let's say that you are in a circumstance where maybe you're working, or you're you know, you're away and your children are in the care of somebody else. Or one thing that I've heard a lot is, you know, you're in a situation where you're living with someone else, and even though you're there, you're worried about how your children are going to be treated. And I've actually lived in this situation too. Before, you know, we had some time where we were looking for a house. We sold our house too fast and we were living with somebody else. This was something that was on my mind too. You know, what if there's a lot of what ifs, and it's all just going on in here and here mostly, right? And what if they get treated like such and such? What if that is not safe? And what if I need to control exactly how somebody speaks to and connects with and teaches my child, right? So let's see, the need to control how someone responds to you and minimize collateral damage in volatile relationships. I'm so glad that wasn't violent, because I'm like, I'm not going there. But volatile relationships, let's say this is an emotionally volatile relationship. Let's connect that together, because we're really trying to control how somebody else is feeling and acting in either of these situations. If we want to control somebody else and manage someone else's feelings for them, I think we've all been caught in that trap before. But if we're choosing to say, I get to manage your feelings, you don't get to feel that way or react that way or respond that way or be that way that you are, what's happening inside of you? And that's what we really need to look at, even though we could totally cycle on them. The only way to change the circumstances is by looking deeply here. So let's say that we open this up and just, okay, and if you need to cry, just cry. It's good. It's good to have that release. But let's say you open up and you say, what am I doing here and here that's perpetuating the problem and asking for more of the same? I know that is a hard thing to look at. It almost feels like the end of the world when you look at yourself that way, because it's so much easier to blame somebody else or blame a circumstance for as being the problem, when you have the key to the solution and it's right here. It's here. It's how you use your head. So if we're going to create an appropriate emotion that's not going to continue to send us to the fridge, and we have power here, we're going to look at this like, okay, what can I do? Okay, in the chat, I invite you to start saying what you think you can do in these situations. No buts. Let's just think about what can you be thinking that would change your feelings, that would change your behavior, that might open a door to a solution to the circumstantial problem, even if it has to do with the choices of another person. Okay, I used to stay stuck in this belief that I can't do anything about somebody else, and so they're always going to stay the same no matter what I do, and it kept me going in circles. It kept me being crazy, right? But as soon as I looked at that person, decided that I love them enough to stop worrying about what they're doing and try to stop controlling what they're doing and look at me, see them for their value, but then look at me for what I can do to be the change. That's when I stopped being like, ooh, over some of these things. It's when I stopped running to the fridge. Really, that was the key to take control of my own feelings. That's the key to being committed and having it be easy to do these structured intuitive eating things that I teach. So let's see. I don't have any more responses coming in there. So I do want to hear from you about what you think you could think. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you my ideas. But you tell me what you think you could think, because that's going to be the most powerful thing. What do you think you can believe that would shift some feelings inside of you about somebody else and about the circumstance based on what you can do differently in here to show up differently out here, which then creates a ripple effect, right? Okay. I would love some, let's see, I'm going to come from a space of love. That's perfect, Melinda. What do you think that looks like? What do you think it looks like to come from a space of love, in the sense of, okay, I've seen this before. There's still a lot of angst going on in here, but we put on a good show and we treat people more considerately, but there's still something going on. Maybe there's still some kind of, if I could get my words out, maybe there's still some resentment, right? So, so why don't you tell me what you feel that looks like to come from a space of love? And that's actually really perfect. That's exactly what you need to do. Love yourself enough to just be in control of yourself and let them feel however they're going to feel. Say whatever they're going to say. Not necessarily correct. Maybe they're angry a lot, right? There's a lot of people in the world like that. Maybe they're angry a lot. They say things they wish they hadn't. And maybe they feel like they got to stand by it so they don't make themselves, so they're not wrong or whatever. That happens a lot too. But if we are just being like, okay, I know me, I love me, I know how I choose to feel. And this really does have a ripple effect. It goes out from you. You don't have to say a word about it. It goes out and it hits that person in this loving, gentle way. And then over time, it hits them enough times that something happens. And sometimes you notice the difference immediately. And sometimes you think, oh, you can't, this is the flaw. You can't think, oh, it didn't work, because it didn't work on them. You have to get it to work on you. And that's the best advice I can give you today. If you're going to stop controlling outward situations and start controlling your thoughts and feelings. And Melinda's saying, every soul is unique and incredibly valuable. See the beauty in all of them by understanding how, and make the choice to do the work. Love comes freely when we let go of the emotions that get in the way: anger, jealousy, fear, annoyance, and regret. Beautiful. Sounds like you know your stuff. So okay. So as we wrap up here, that was it. That was it. Choose your feelings. Control yourself. Not just your behavior, but your thoughts and your feelings. And that means that when you, instead of running to the food for comfort, you're going to focus right here, and get things together right here, and choose into thoughts that generate feelings that help you stop running to the food. And then the structured intuitive eating plan that I teach becomes easy to make into the lifestyle that then creates the slim down, which is exactly what I accomplished and what I'm teaching in my programs. Okay, you said it's hard to love yourself sometimes and love others. I submit that when you learn to control your thoughts and feelings, it becomes easy. And that doesn't mean we're going to come across a moment that it doesn't feel, that it feels hard. Because we're real people, and there's always that next level, and we just have to move it out of the way and move up. So what if we choose to love ourselves enough what if we choose to love ourselves enough to show everybody love, whether they deserve it or not? What if we just think about that? What if that's the real key? It's here. So thank you for that. And as we wrap up here, I'm going to give you an assignment. The assignment is practice this. Practice when you feel like an emotional thing is going to send you to the fridge. Think, I love myself enough to only eat when I feel a hunger signal. And then as you wait in for that hunger signal to come, think about how much you love your body and how much you want to reach this goal of getting what you want out of your body, getting your body to be in the shape that you know it is under the layers. And it's all up to you, and your thoughts, feelings, and actions turn into the result that you want, and it's just that simple. All right, we have a couple of things coming up. One, if you're watching this on YouTube, and this will be on YouTube so you can review it again, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you are looking for some support, you can definitely get some. I'm offering a free laser coaching session, just one-on-one with me. If you go to realandslim.com, you can get that, and you can get access to coming to these webinars live as well. Invite your friends. I'm looking to help really powerful individuals who are very purpose-driven to get some things out of the way so that they can shoot to the stars. I mean, really, this world is your message, your product, whatever it is that you feel so powerfully about sharing is needed. You're needed, and loving yourself enough to get these things out of the way. Prove that you can do it just with the food and just with your body. And as you're proving that, you can prove that you can do it with anything. And so I want to talk to you about the experiment that I have coming up. And that experiment is that I've digitized my course. All the things that I've been going over with people one-on-one is all collected in one digital course. And I'm looking for 1,000 people to help me test it, tweak it, and make it perfect for the emotional eating friends that I have. So if you're interested in being part of that experiment, I have a phenomenal value exchange going on with that, and I'm really interested in talking to whoever is interested in conquering emotional eating. Okay, I love you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. This is Friday, so I won't see you again until Monday, but I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you at 9:30 a.m. I'll talk to you later.